but people can fake who they are for like 90 days, right? That's what they say. You can fake who you are for 90 days. So if you're like, oh, the vibe is so right for like 90 days, and then they start doing all these things versus, I'm not saying you're wrong, but like on Coffee's Bagel and all this stuff, you can kind of see what people like or what they don't like. Then you go, like, oh, well, we have this, we can vibe together. You automatically know you can vibe. Versus someone BSing you for 90 days, and then on day 91, you're like, this guy sucks, or this girl sucks.
Yeah.
So many catfish accounts just on those dating apps now.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like spams and stuff.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I mean, I just feel like for me personally, I just feel like maybe I have like a better judge of character. So like even I've like only met up with like 2 people ever on like a dating app, but like you can gauge. I don't care what books you read. I don't care what movies you like.
All
like,
right, that's fair.
I'm more concerned of like, you know, like so I really like rom-coms.
Yeah.
I hate scary movies.
Okay.
So like, I mean, I had an ex like that liked scary movies, but I like never but like, I mean, we dated for almost like 5 years. So like that obviously didn't have a hindrance, right? But it's like, as long as like the vibes are there and like, yeah, I mean like maybe like the 3-month period, they're like faking it. But like, I mean, come on, dude. Like we're not, I mean, hopefully, like, not everybody is, like, that naive and stupid to, like, not be able to, like, feel it out. You know what I'm saying?
You'd be surprised.
You'd
Two
be
things.
surprised.
That never happened to me.
A lot of con artists out there.
Two things. First, I want to say that like when you talk about the whole 90-day thing, that I've heard that too. And they say that like most of the time, as like when you're like talking to somebody, you're gonna only put like the best part of you. People are afraid to be genuine.
Yeah.
Because people are afraid to be like accepted for who they truly are, with the fear, because of the fear of rejection and the fear of abandonment. So that's why people fake it for 90 days, but you can only fake it for so long. And that's why I hear so many times I hear women be like, oh my God, you're not the same person that I met before, you changed.
Yeah.
It's because that's who they were the whole entire time.
Yeah.
It's just that they were just like presenting themselves in a way that like you couldn't see.
And that's
Or
why
they
so
say
many...
that they leave hints. You just don't realize it.
But that's also why so many relationships fail, too, is that, like, I'm not saying it's solely the male that does this, but, like, I've seen it more times in, like, with my friends and their, like, obviously their male partners that, like, they just, I don't know, if they do so much stuff, like, in the beginning and then, like, once they get, like, comfortable, they get too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the comfortability is different with men and women. Like women, after we get like comfortable with like your partner and stuff like that, you know, usually it's the same trends, right? It's like you probably like gaining weight or like, you know, not really working out and stuff like that. But like, I feel like maybe like emotionally you're still like there and like, you know, you still care about that person. So you're still going to act, you know, sweet to them and this and that, right? But with males, they do so much work like in the beginning, right, to try and win the girl or whatever, and then towards like, you know, they're like deep in the relationship, they get comfortable and then they're just like, you know, what, he used to get me flowers, like, you know, like he would, you know, pick me up to go out. Now he's like, you know, Uber here. It's just kind of like.
I got something to say about this. What? I want to say something. And then I want Christian's take on this because he's the man here that's married. But my comment to that is, I think that it's both the guy and the girl's fault. Because ladies first. I think that it's the ladies' fault because if you accept the bare minimum, you're only gonna get the bare minimum. So if you tolerate that and if you like let it slide, like he gets you flowers like within the first 90 days, right? And he doesn't do it ever again, it's up to you. You got to tell him that, hey, babe, I want some flowers. Like you should communicate that, right?
Yeah. You
should tell him that, hey, I like it when you give me flowers. You should give me some flowers more often. And so he knows, and you're basically telling him, I'm not going to set the bare minimum.
Right.
That's from the female perspective. But then from the male's perspective, you know, he has to know that, you know, I got to treat my woman right. Like I got to do this and like keep like falling in love with or dating my girl constantly. So it's both things. And but the big thing is like, if you accept the bare minimum, you're only going to get the bare minimum.
Right.
Yeah, people can't read each other's minds. And that's why they always say, like, even if you're together, like, still go on dates and still
It's
flirt.
effort.
Yeah.
It's effort.
Yeah.
Christian, what you think?
I mean, it evolves, right? Like the early stages, you're both excited. You buy flowers. You go on more dates. I think just the dynamic of the relationship is different. It's natural. It happens, right? Like once you get to know somebody for X amount of time, you spend less time trying to get to know them and like going on dates. You kind of just already know them and get comfortable, and it's really easy to become like your partner's roommate if you guys are living together and you guys don't make a conscious effort to like go on dates and stuff like that.
Right.
So
The book that we both read. What do they say? Courtship never ends.
yeah.
Courtship never ends.
But you and Jared have done such a good job. Like I would say, I've seen at least like, and what you guys tell me about continuing to what you said is that that I guess that phrase like continue dating.
Yeah, not just
right?
holidays,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just even on.
Yeah, I think you
normal
guys
weeks,
obviously
months.
did a great job. That's why like
Thank
your
you.
guys'
Thank you.
marriage has like gotten to where it's at now, because like you said before, like marriage is a lot of work, and just I mean dating is too, it's like people don't even want to get married anymore. Have you heard that?
I have a theory on that, right? I think it's also because a lot of people aren't as religious anymore.
Yeah.
Because marriage is more of like a religious thing or like a cultural thing. So like I'm Chinese, and so in Chinese culture, marriage is like very, very, very important because it's like bloodline and everything. I think it's in Korean culture too.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, it's sacred. Yeah,
it's,
for
it's
sure.
sacred. So I
Yeah.
think that like with the newer generation, people are becoming more liberal and they're like letting go of like religion and letting go of like traditional ideas. So the idea of marriage isn't as important anymore. Like for me, like I'm a Christian. So like for me, it's like I want to be united with the woman under God. And then that's why like to me, like divorce is like no. Like I made this pact with God. I'm gonna be with this woman till the day I die.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be with this woman till the day I fucking die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think it's different now. I think that's why like people are so easy to like divorce. People don't care about getting married, stuff like that. Like even at Christian's wedding, like he was at a Catholic church. It was like you can see like how sacred like that wedding vow to each other was, and just people don't value that no more.
Yeah.